They might ban me for this song, hey, but this is how I'm rocking. Can't be trans cause it ain't real. They need a mental asylum. Say the truth, they look at me like I'm the one with the problem. But they mess with little kids, that's why pedophilia rising. But that's what happens when you give an inch to the gays. Promoting sin instead of telling them they should change the ways. They make you wear a mask, you comply, that remind me of slaves. Got my order wrong at McDonald's, thinking you need a raise. I'm about to break the meter, two-way got my heater. Hey, I don't wear Nike, I only rock Adidas. Hey, I'm in the street, yeah, and mostly y'all just tweet us. Hey, and false teachers, so Bryson got a teal. If a man dressed like a woman, then it should be a crime. If you impersonate a cop, then they gon' give you some time. Say you a queen, but all you do is twerk and show your behind. And people think you a 10, but you ain't worth a dime. You scared of COVID, but you around like...
Hey guys, what's up? Zen Shapiro here. I am with BNC.
Hello, hello.
And he's a member of the Zen Gang. If you've been following me, you've probably seen him a time or two, either on the channel or elsewhere. We're doing something a little bit differently today. We are going to be sharing a debate that BNC had, but we're also going to be giving our live reaction and commentary to this debate. The reason for that is because it is particularly informative. The context is we've got a guy we ran into. His name is Grumpy Monk. He claimed to be pro-life. It turned out he was actually pro-choice, but then BNC was able to convert him to being actually pro-life. And it's a very informative debate. If there's any points, BNC, where you want to stop the video and give your reaction, give your commentary, just let me know, and I can do that. And I'll be stopping it periodically as well. But yeah, enjoy.
One thing, wait, can you?
Sorry, yeah,
I just want to say something before you start. This happens often when we do the debates, that people will say they're pro-life but actually be pro-choice, and it's a lot of, in my opinion, I would never get one and it's wrong, but I don't want to tell anyone else what to do. So that's very, very common. But this is informative how to, overcome that and succeed in the end.
Yeah. So yeah, it'll become more apparent when once we get into it. But yeah.
Grumpy Monk, are you pro-life or pro-choice?
It depends.
It depends
if you're like,
on what.
If it comes down to like incest or rape, sure, you can abort the kid.
Okay, so incest and rape combined, they're less than 1% of all abortions.
I know. Yeah,
so
I know.
I'm happy to talk about those. Okay, so I'm happy.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
99%.
I'm fucking fuck. All right, everybody, take two. We're gonna try this again. We're gonna start it from the very beginning.
Grumpy Monk, are you pro-life or pro-choice?
It depends.
It depends
if you're like,
on what.
If it comes down to like incest or rape,
Are you gonna? I don't see anything.
you can abort the kid.
Or here.
All right, everybody, take three, and we'll make it count this time.
We'll get there. Monk, are you pro-life or pro-choice?
It depends.
It depends
if you're like,
on what.
If it comes down to like incest or rape, sure, you can abort the kid.
Okay, so incest and rape combined, they're less than 1% of all abortions.
I know. Yeah,
so
I know.
I'm happy to
pro-life.
talk about those. Okay, so I'm happy to
See, notice that right there. He said, "I'm pro-life." He claimed to be pro-life.
talk about those, but we have to talk about the 99% first. Is that fair? Can you pause it?
No.
Yeah, what's up?
Another thing that they do is they try to hide behind rape and incest. That's their ultimate scapegoat, and it honestly has nothing to do with their position most of the time, almost all of the time. We'll find that out shortly, but this is part of the reason I think that we chose this is not one because we could ultimately change the mind of the person I was debating, but also is that this is so common. Now, what's also common is that they kind of just double down, get emotional, and run away. So it's nice that we had somebody that didn't, so we can really go over the full picture, but the rape and incest is the ultimate scapegoat they use.
Yeah.
I'm definitely on the side of pro-life.
Okay, so as long as it's rape, incest, or I'm sure you would say if the mother's life's in danger, right?
Yeah.
So like, let's say like the doctor goes like, "Yo, if you keep having this kid, like you're 99% chance or whatever. He's like very reasonably certain or reasonably sure that she's going to die. Or like, let's say she needs chemotherapy and the chemo will kill the kid. If she doesn't get it, she dies and the kid dies. Then you would say, you know, it's a shitty situation, but you gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so other than the mother's life being in danger, rape and incest, you would say no abortion.
Yeah.
Okay, so just to completely clarify, because I don't want to like you know, have to pedal backwards. No, there's no other circumstance you can think of where an abortion's okay. Like you're too poor, you don't want it, mental health
but
issues,
if you're too
drug
poor,
addict.
if you're too poor or like that, can you just put the baby up for adoption?
I agree. I'm just making sure.
Yeah, I would say like rape, incest, or if the mother's at risk of like dying.
Okay, so besides rape, incest, and the mother's life being in danger, excuse me, why are all the other abortions bad?
Well, other abortions.
For any other reason, why are those ones bad? Why do you disagree?
So just for informative purposes, there's a very specific reason we ask that question. BNC does it. I do the same thing. Like when we establish that they're against all abortions except for rape and incest, we just want to know why they are against those and see if the same logic applies to rape and incest. There's a very specific reason, and that's it. So
Because most of them come down to like not using safe sex. Like you don't have a condom on, or you're not using Plan B, or some kind of.
Well, what if the condom breaks?
Put the kid up for adoption.
he's asking you.
Oh, you need to pause that. But you said
why it's bad to get an abortion. Okay, what's up?
so. That's hilarious, right? That I ask him why it's bad, and he says safe sex. They're not having safe sex, and then I propose the situation where they are, right? And then he says we'll just put it up for adoption. It's completely circular. It's nothing new, and it makes zero sense. And I think that a lot of these people really have never critically thought about it or been challenged.
Yeah, I would agree.
Put the kid up for adoption.
He's asking
Okay,
you
but
why it's
you said-
why it's bad to get an abortion. Like what particularly is wrong with an abortion? That's what he's asking you.
What, you're killing a life.
There you go.
Okay, so you're killing a life, and that's wrong. So in the
Yeah.
case of
Pretty wrong.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with you. That's why I'm pro-life. So we're going to go one at a time through incest, the mother's life being in danger, and rape. I would like to start with incest, if that's cool with you. In the case of incest, why, since we would agree that you're also killing a life in an abortion in the case of incest, why, because of incest, do you agree that it's okay to have or do you think that it's okay to have an abortion?
I don't know, with incest, it's like if you choose to do it, I feel like incest falls under rape.
Well, let's say it's
Easy.
consensual incest.
No, don't abort the kid. Put it up for adoption.
Okay, so it's not necessarily.
So we ruled out incest. So we're getting somewhere so far.
I feel like incest is also, it's always lumped in with rape, but it sounds better to have multiple situations than just the one. But
Yeah.
that's just my
Yeah, they like to string arguments together. That way they all like stack up, and it's hard to.
Sounds like it has more substance.
Yeah.
If the mother has been raped, or if her life's in danger.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, so let's go to rape now. So what about rape now makes it okay to kill an innocent human?
It's not like you really choose to be raped.
Well, yeah,
Obviously.
sure, but like, so that's the point of non-consensual
That's
rape.
implied in
But,
the definition of the word rape.
Yeah. Don't like.
Yeah, like
funny,
yeah. What's wrong with rape? He's like, it's not consensual. I'm like, yeah, that's the point. That's what rape is.
Circular reasoning's that's their game plan.
Yeah. But again, we got to give this guy charity. He does end up being a good faith actor, but it's just informative. It's good to
Yeah,
hear.
you just got to point out the circular logic, and then it's up to them to what they're gonna do about it.
Yeah.
So
don't
I know
want
that
the
she
kid.
didn't choose. I know that she didn't choose to be raped, and she didn't want the kid. But I didn't mean like same thing. If like the condom breaks, I didn't choose to have the condom break. I didn't know the condom would break. Well, so now, what about the rape makes it okay to kill a human?
With like, alright, as like a youngster like I am, if I were gonna have sex, I would probably grab like a pill and a condom. Definitely
Okay,
wouldn't
you're not answering my
like-
question, Grumpy. I'm saying, what about the rape makes it okay to now kill an innocent human?
And you don't choose to be raped. You don't ask.
No.
He does it again.
Obviously,
Again.
Again.
Okay, so then,
But just because you didn't choose to be raped, why does
so
that
then
now
for-
give you
for
the
your
right?
side-
Grumpy, I'm almost done. So even though you didn't choose to be raped, obviously, what about you not choosing to be raped makes it okay to kill an innocent human?
What if you don't like? What if you want to forget that you were raped, but you can't because you have this kid who is with you for like the rest of your life? You can't
The
What a
kid,
cope.
the kid is not the reason you can't forget you were raped.
What do
You were
mean
raped.
it's not
That
the reason?
because you were raped, right? So if you have an abortion, you're not going to forget. The rape is the reason why you can't forget that, because you experienced the rape. The kid, even if you kill him or her, if you kill the kid, you're still gonna know that you got raped. You're still gonna remember that. So that
okay.
doesn't really work. So that
You
doesn't
think-
give you the right to kill an innocent human. So
BNC is basically just arguing here that killing the innocent human is not going to undo the trauma of the rape. It's not an
Yeah,
actual
and,
solution.
yeah, and like often with the rape argument, people get lost in how traumatic a rape is. And I mean, I don't want to speak for you, but I'm sure that you agree, like that it's one of the worst things you could do to another person. It's like this complete atrocity. So you really have to take your emotions out of it, and we fail to think about the human inside. Often we ask, would you rather have somebody be raped, somebody close to you? Would you rather have them be raped or killed? And I mean, I would rather have my loved ones around in my life still. So
Yeah, because you can't recover from death. So
is it something else?
Do you think if a woman is raped, they should keep the baby?
Yes, I do. I don't think that you should kill an innocent human because you were raped. So let me ask you something. If your father, let's say he robbed a bank, should you go to jail?
Me?
Yeah, let's say you had nothing to do with the bank robbery. Should you go to jail?
No.
Would you say?
No.
No? Why
he
not?
said no.
Why shouldn't you go to jail?
Bank robbery.
You didn't do
Alright,
anything.
with-
You were innocent,
with his
right?
With his example, it kind of.
Wait, hold on. So you didn't do anything. You were innocent. So if your father raped somebody, and you were conceived as a result, you were innocent. You didn't do anything involving the rape. You just existed. Should you be punished for your father's rape?
This is
by
me
way of
reeling
death?
him in.
That's funny. That's awesome.
You see, that's kind of tough because like, you abort the kid, you usually find out at like 1 or 2 months, and
Well,
at that
so the
point-
reason that I ask you that is that you said you should not go to jail for something you had no
Well,
involvement
I'm running a little
in
bit.
because you're
A little
innocent.
line.
So jail is certainly not as bad as death. So I don't know why you would say that even when you're innocent that your father raped somebody, you should be punished by way of death when you wouldn't even send somebody for a bank robbery to jail.
Okay, so like, when you abort a kid, like, how old are that? About.
See, he completely derails. I lost the fish. I lost the
you
fish.
need to put the Windows shutdown sound right there. But he just says, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
I
This
don't
has,
know what
this
the
has
average
nothing
age
to do with
is.
the question. Come on, bro.
Yeah. Okay. So
Please address
Yeah,
the
I know.
inconsistency
when your
that I pointed
when your kid is 6 months old, and you abort it, how much consciousness does it have?
See, okay,
I
there it
don't
is.
know.
There
I'm
it is.
asking, I'm
That-
asking you.
That was it right there.
There
that was
we
it.
go.
So remember at the very beginning, I said he claimed to be pro-life. It turns out he was pro-choice, and then he started to act like a pro-choicer. He started to bring up arguments like consciousness, and I believe he said something about feeling pain. We'll find out. But then again, he's an honest actor. He just was uninformed. But
I had also pointed out that they hide behind rape and incest, and then it turns out that rape and incest have nothing to do with it. And obviously, I was in this debate. We know what happens, but this is not. So he just proved my point. But this is not uncommon. They do this all the time, and
Yep.
I couldn't tell you how many times.
Yep, very often somebody says I'm against abortion except for rape and incest, and then it turns out they're in favor of all abortions. Very, very common.
I'm asking you to address the inconsistency I pointed out when you said that you would not send an innocent person to jail because their father robbed a bank, but you would punish them by way of death because their father raped somebody.
Yeah, because the kid who you would send to jail would feel pain in jail, right?
Okay, so it's no longer that the reason that you are for abortions only in the case of rape and the mother's life being in danger. It's actually you're in favor of abortions if they can't feel pain or have a consciousness.
And there it is. Covers are being pulled off.
Right? Because if you're going to say they can't feel pain or its consciousness, then you would actually be in favor of all other abortions. There would be no reason to be not in favor of all other abortions. So let me ask you this. What is the significance of feeling pain? Why? Because I can't feel pain, or the child can't feel pain. What makes it okay to kill them?
So they don't know anything.
They don't know anything. Okay, so if let's say you were sleeping, right? You're unconscious, and I put a 12-gauge shotgun up to your head, and I pull the trigger. Your brains would blow everywhere. You would feel no pain. You would have no clue that I killed you. Would that be okay? Because that's the same criteria of you don't know anything, you don't feel pain, you're not conscious.
But you would you still know stuff when you're asleep,
Okay,
right?
so wait, so
You're
is
dead.
it prior knowledge of knowing stuff?
No, when you're asleep, right? You dream, right? And to have a dream, you have to know stuff.
You're not conscious when you sleep.
The point
Horrible
was feel
argument.
pain. The point was feel pain. You wouldn't.
Yeah, you would feel pain.
No, you would not
You
feel
would feel
pain. No,
pain
you
of
would
your
not
head
feel pain
flying
if you
off.
are. How about this? You're under general anesthesia. Under anesthesia for a surgery. You cannot feel pain. That's why they put you under, and that's why they're able to cut you open. When they do that, you're under anesthesia.
Dude,
and
anesthesia
you're
is
under.
different than
Excuse me.
sleeping.
Excuse me. You can't just keep interrupting. You're under anesthesia, and you cannot feel pain. That's the point of anesthesia. And somebody shoots you in the head and kills you point blank. You wouldn't feel pain. Would it be okay?
Okay.
That's an argument I often make to pro-choicers, like avid pro-choicers, for the record.
Yeah, and notice how, see, I kind of made the mistake here. I let him hop from consciousness to pain to knowing things. It's really important to drill on one point, and what I should have done is immediately stuck to just the consciousness when he made it and asked him something like, okay, so is it now consciousness? Drill out consciousness, and then if he is to switch to pain, you say, okay, so you're abandoning consciousness, and now you want to talk about pain, and now that's your argument. It's really important to address that, just in terms of if you were to score a debate or from the audience perspective, but also so that they don't pedal back, because often with the more dishonest, they'll say a bunch of things, you'll refute them all, and then go back to those things.
Exactly.
Anesthesia is a little different.
Would that be okay? Your criterion is feeling pain. Your criterion,
Yeah, the sleeping part is irrelevant.
Yeah, your criterion
because
is
you just
being
said you can't
capable
feel
of feeling
pain.
pain.
Alright, well, okay. So
Like the covers have been
Shooting
pulled
a-
off. You're pro-choice.
am I though?
Yes, unless you walk all the. For the record, at this point, I had no faith in this kid. I had absolutely no faith. You can see it in my face. Look at my face. I was like,
Me
no,
neither.
"You're fucking pro-choice, bro. You're fucking law. You're done, bro. We're about to destroy you." But just keep watching.
Question:
bad.
can you answer it?
It is
He
it
said
is
if somebody's
apparently
under general anesthesia, can you kill
abundantly
them?
clear,
Yes
I'm
or no?
sorry.
Can you kill them?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. There it is. Yes, you're being fundamentally
so we can kill everybody
exposed
under
here.
general anesthesia.
So Grumpy,
I'm
okay,
pro-life.
Wait, hold on.
I guess
No, you're not.
Nathan is-
Grumpy,
No, you're not. You're not
Grumpy,
pro-life.
hold on, dude.
Okay, let's
Wait,
stop
wait,
dogpiling.
so
Wait,
Grumpy,
wait a
what
minute.
Let's stop dogpiling.
So
let
grumpy.
BNC go.
Yeah, so at first, it was only rape and if the mother's life is in danger. And then I pointed
Right,
out
yeah,
your
but then-
inconsistent Monk, please.
I'm
So
literally
I
agreeing
had
with you
pointed
right
out I had pointed out the inconsistency, right, of the innocent human being punished. And then you tried to and that was inconsistent. So then you tried to justify it with feeling pain. And then a scenario was presented to you where you cannot feel pain, and we asked you if you could kill them, and you said no. So that's the second inconsistency you've brought up. Your point is it's completely inconsistent, and it doesn't make sense. Now, you are actually pro-choice. You can say that you're pro-life all you want, but if you are even if you were being honest when you said that you are okay with somebody getting an abortion in the case of rape, you are still pro-choice.
Okay. Okay. Is Trump pro-choice or pro-life?
Trump is pro-choice.
Trump is
Complete
I forgot
derailment.
about that.
Yeah, I did too. But just
Forgot
a
about
complete
that.
a complete derailment. What's up, Hella? Hey, we're recording right now, but just keep your mic muted, please.
You can hang out, just mute yourself.
I
But
got you, bro.
also, I didn't. So when I said I brought up the second consistency about feeling pain, I could have added the third one about consciousness, and I could have added the fourth one about knowing things. So that was also my fuck up. I really could have drilled home his inconsistency the entire time.
Yeah. But it's just funny how like we're trying to like explore his his argument. He's like, is Trump pro-choice? It was just
That was
such a
hilarious.
such a
That was
derailment.
hilarious.
And I took him seriously. I answered it. So.
Pro-choice.
Trump is pro-choice. He makes the same exception you do, and I guarantee you, if he were to sit in one of these lobbies and me and BNC were to grill him, he would fall to the same absurdity you would. Unless maybe he would be honest. I don't know. But this is the again. I had no faith in him at this point. You're hiding.
I don't think Trump could admit that he was wrong about something.
But Grumpy, you're hiding behind the guise of rape. You're saying I'm against abortions when it's not rape, but then when it is rape, I'm okay with it. You're hiding behind that guise, but your actual principle has nothing to do with the rape itself. Because every time BNC pressed you on that, you were conceding, you were prevaricating, you were dodging, and then it ultimately fell to they can't feel pain. Okay, so that's your actual criteria. That's your actual principle, and then it turns out you're inconsistent on that as well. You need to start answering for something here. You need to start answering for the position that you hold and how you actually defend it, because you've been inconsistent, jumped ship, changed your position, dodged questions, prevaricated
like,
the whole fucking
alright, so
time. It's frustrating.
Yeah, right. So like when you learn something new, right? With your raping, like if you kill someone while they're asleep, right? Do they feel pain? No. Like learning something new can go against what you like do in the past or something.
Well, okay, so
Yeah,
I'm
so
not.
Grumpy,
This
but
seems
when you
irrelevant.
learn something
His-
new, Grumpy, when you learn something new, if you are an honest person and you're open-minded, you would change your stance. You wouldn't double down and dig your heels in the sand.
I literally am changing my stance right now because like with your rape thing, like
Made you think a little bit.
So let me ask you this, Grumpy.
yeah, I did.
If the human is conceived due to consensual sex, you say abortion is wrong, right? At all periods, at all points of the pregnancy, correct?
Yeah, I would say.
Okay,
so.
even though there are points of the pregnancy where it can't feel pain, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just keep that in our back pocket right now, and let's just acknowledge that right there, your answer shows that your principle of feeling pain it's not a principle. That's you don't care whether it can feel pain or not. You're just against killing innocent humans. Now let's walk it over to rape. We've established that you've got no actual justification for rape, killing a human simply because they were conceived of rape. But then you fell back to at another point, they can't feel pain. But we just established that feeling pain is not your criterion for whether it's okay to kill a human or not. So do you understand the inconsistency? Just a yes or
Yeah.
no.
Well, you
Do you understand the
changed my mind.
inconsistency?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so
you changed my mind.
Okay, that's great,
why I
that's
was
great.
Inconsistent with it.
that's great. Okay, so now let's walk forward more, and let's talk about the rape thing. I'm just making sure he's not just talking out of his ass, so you can see we're almost to the end. But I wanted to ensure that he was actually changed in his mind.
You have to do that because otherwise they backpedal again.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised actually that he came through. It really sounded like he was lost. But I think ultimately, I don't know, but I think he kind of realized maybe the entire time he was just like really fighting it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was just kind of weird to me that all of a sudden he was like, well, when I learned something new, I do change my position. You guys are changing my mind. but I mean, is a good surprise.
Yeah. Are you still in favor of abortions in the case of rape?
No, because
You're not.
changed my mind about it.
Okay, that's great. I was gonna show you a little bit more like with another illustration, but if you get it, then you get it. That's great. Okay, that's fine. So then if you're being honest right now, then congratulations, you actually are pro-life and you actually have won the debate. Believe it or not. Even though it may seem that like we were hard on you or we were pressing you too much, sometimes
No,
the
I
truth.
understand. Like that's the point.
Yeah, sometimes the truth hurts. Sometimes it just is what it is, and you gotta just take
definitely.
the punch in the mouth, and oh well, now you're pro-life. That's great. So, congratulations. And yeah, that's the end of it. We talked a little bit more afterwards, but yeah, I mean it was a good interaction. I think it was informative, and it just kind of explores that position of I'm pro-choice or I'm pro-life, except for in the case of rape and incest. Turns out that's an actual pro-choice position if you attempt to defend it. But this was a good illustration of somebody trying to take that position, but then realizing how flawed it was, and then becoming actually pro-life. So it was cool.
And I think we might get a bad rap for being like abrasive. But I mean, ultimately, get over it, pussy. And
Yeah.
Also, like we're talking about killing innocent humans here. Like if like just imagine if I wasn't abrasive about being anti-rape. Like how do you softly tell somebody, hey man, like you really should get consent. Like that's not cool, bro. No. What the fuck?
Yeah, like seriously, picture talking to somebody who is actively pro-rape and they're trying to argue for a pro-rape position. You're not going to be nice. You're not going to be nice when you're explaining it to them why that's wrong. I mean, you don't want to be a total dick. I don't think we were really. I think we were straightforward. I think we were.
That was pretty mild, I think.
You were more mild than I was, but I just get like that's just how I am. But it's
He was lost for a second, so I don't blame you.
Yeah, but that's just how it goes. Though, like I said, like the truth sometimes is it's unpleasant and it's hard, but these are the kinds of interactions that we get. The blood sport back and forths with an avid pro-choicer that doesn't end up changing their mind. That might be entertaining, or like just dunking on somebody who's completely uninformed. That might be entertaining and funny and all. But these are the good interactions that we do this for. Red pilling the normies, the ones that don't actually know any better. They don't know what they're arguing for, but they have the ability to have their mind changed for the better. And that's ultimately why we do this. So that's my final thought. If you got anything else.
No. I mean, I guess my final thought would be just to add to your point. If anybody's familiar with the IQ bell curve, where the very, very low IQ actually agrees with the high IQ, but for completely different reasons, but at least they agree. And if we can operate in the normie world and we can change the normies, then they hopefully can butterfly effect that to other normies, because normies are better at talking to other normies, simply because they're normies. But yeah, I think that was informative. It's always fun and a good thing to change someone's mind so that the butterfly effect can take place. And I think that's why we do it.
Yeah, I agree. So anyway, yeah, this was a good interaction. Thank you for participating, BNC, and thank you for spectating other guys. I'm sure we'll do this again. I'm sure we'll have more content to review. But yeah, thanks for watching, and we are out.
Mask off, I promise they don't help. If I saw my son in the dress, then I'll go and get my belt. Look in the mirror and tell me what you think about yourself. You need a safe space? Sorry, I don't care about what you feel. I'm about to break the meter. Two-way got my heat up. Hey, I don't wear Nike, I only rock Adidas.